Okay.
Okay.
Well, today is the day.
This is the day.
I'm not even nervous, you know?
Yeah, you're not? Not at all? Not at all?
Maybe this one.
Maybe a little bit. We're not in the plane yet, man.
You didn't tell me anything about
I know. This was my little secret. This is a surprise.
I thought we were supposed to be able to just get in the plane and not have to get out of the plane.
Well, so the goal is to not actually use the parachute.
Sure.
I mean, you can touch the cloud if you just you're wanting to kiss the cloud.
I'm gonna kiss this cloud right in the face. You just spun me around, bro. Start sweating.
you did like 4 rotations and you're still talking.
Listen, man, like, I'm super excited to be here. You and I met only like 4 or 5 months ago, right? Like, actually started spending some time together.
Yeah.
But then we sat down just recently and kind of concocted this idea, right? Of this, you and I are both on a similar mission. We're both trying to solve a lot of the small to mid-sized businesses crises around cyber and IT and technology solutions, right? And we both want to teach and educate. And also both of us have started down this podcast and, video cast type of adventure. So today,
so Beard Banter.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Now it's got a beard again.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can I be in this? Is this
that
permissible?
qualifies?
Okay.
Yeah. If Carrie Simpson can wear a fake beard on my show, then you're definitely welcome on my show.
Because I was nervous about this.
No, you're good. You're
trying
good.
to grow this thing out.
Well, it looks like you worked really hard.
I did.
Yeah.
This is years right here to grow.
Awesome. Well, listen, let's do this. Let's get together. I think this will be a little different in that I want to interview you on a show where you usually interview others, right?
Yeah.
And then you're kind of going to interview me in a show where I'm used to interviewing others.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting mix, and I'm excited about it.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think I'll probably puke less than others. I don't want to quantify it as zero.
Yeah, I've heard that story before, Matt.
Yeah. I imagine, just like my computers are secure. I get it. We've heard the story, so I'm with you, man. But I guess it's probably time for us to parachute up and go see if we can make Matt hurl while talking about cybersecurity.
We'll do it, yeah. Beard Banter meets DKB InFlight.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's gonna be awesome.
Boom, we'll see what happens.
It may be too much.
It may be. I think the audience can take it.
All right, man, let's get going.
All right, let's do it.
All right, and let's familiarize myself with this piece of equipment. I'm assuming that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that you
don't want to have to pull.
That's the one that you hope you don't have to pull. But that's what that is.
100%, man. Well, this is fantastic.
So, yeah, if we have to use it, then we'll just invert. We'll eject the canopy, and you'll just plop out.
We'll hug, though, right? So that when the parachute goes...
Hold hands all the way down.
Okay. It's going to be like Kismet, man. It's great. This is Kumbaya. All right. You ready?
I'm ready, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's framed up pretty good.
I think so. You want me to clap? Are we doing a clapping
Yeah,
thing?
we're doing claps. All right.
Let's roll, bro.
We'll go ahead and taxi out.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and let air traffic control know we're leaving.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank! We're heading out. Okay, we're good. Frank knows. We're taxiing out, and we're going to start talking about some things once we get in the air and get through all this procedural stuff. So.
We're going to do a run-up right here. We're going to wait on a couple planes here that look like they're racing each other to the runway, I see.
Yeah, that's always fun. I've never seen that go poorly. At least ones at a higher altitude.
Yeah, one of them is like, no, I'm not going to participate here.
He's like, I'm banking out. I'll do a little go around and come back.
The canopy works like this. It's a twist.
Okay.
Up.
And lock.
Yeah, so twist there, and then it locks forward.
And then if you were in an emergency condition.
Yep, you just flip this forward.
And it'll rip off.
Pull this back, and then twist and push up.
And it has enough that it'll go out this way with the force of the wind.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Assuming we're not completely stalled and dropping.
Yeah. We're not going to do that anyway.
Well, listen, I just want to make sure I understand the situation.
Yeah.
I have a, parachute under my butt right now, like a chair for a stadium, so.
Do.
I need to tell Belle that the reason warn people to wear a head cover is if they're bald.
Oh, yeah.
This right here is going to look like a day at the beach when we're done with this
brought
thing.
a hat.
Oh, thanks. No, that's good of you. I appreciate that. Hey, man, you should have had backups. Yeah, I know. We just got ransomed. I wish I had backups. I now understand the cargo pants in this situation.
Yeah.
There's not many pocket opportunities.
All the pockets.
When you're locked up in this thing. Okay.
Man, I think we're ready to fly.
I think we are.
Good.
You know my favorite part in a small plane is that first few seconds when you lift off the ground and it gets quiet.
Yeah?
That's my favorite.
All right, perfect.
Still clear skies that I can see physically back behind over here. And we're going. Let's do it.
It'll be an aircraft carrier takeoff, you know?
Yeah, where we get to see the whole line on the way. Just make sure the cable's down when taking off like this, you know?
Yeah.
So your airspeed right now is what?
120 knots.
116 climbing.
Yeah. Like launching off the deck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. You only have about a 10-foot rise here. Woo, Lordy, you can create some G's. That's so cool. It's just like power on command, you know? Do you have a certain takeoff pattern here you have to follow, or is it clear skies?
Oh, we're going to the north, so.
Nice. God, this is beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. This is so awesome, man. Oh, man, this is so dope. I gotta be honest, I'm super happy for just the experience in general. My wife and I both live our lives with this understanding that, you know, we all die one day, and I'd rather live with experiences than things. We don't buy a lot of things, we do a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool little cloud here.
We're doing about 85, 90 mile an hour right now, probably.
114 knots, so add 15% to it.
Okay. Oh, add 15%. Yeah, so 125, 130. Very good. Oh, that was me. I bumped the stick. Give us a little wing tap. So we've crossed. What's our ground altitude right now? Is that the 3760 number that's scrolling?
So that's mean sea level. This is about 800 elevation, so you can look right there above ground level, 3,000 feet climbing.
Nice. All right. So we're at parachute altitude.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say that.
I'm a cyber guy, man. I always think about the failure aspects of things. Tell me your background. What got you started down this mission for cybersecurity?
Yeah, I spent 10 years at Pro Systems.
Okay.
I started out as a tech,
Autopilot.
doing, system administration, DBA type work.
Okay.
Got into leadership there, and then really, like in healthcare, working with medical records, it just became this realization.
HIPAA.
You got HIPAA, you got all this compliance. Got these things that you got to be really secure around.
Sure.
And I think that's where I first started realizing the importance of standards, that configuration management, and making sure, man, everything has got to be set to standards, because if it's not, then you got chaos.
Yeah, and so can you think back to some of those big aha moments that you got from either True Methods or other things around, kind of things that make you feel that?
Well, I think we're just, it's continuous coaching with us. Like, we meet with Doug Dahman. He meets with our executive leadership team every other week. And just spending that time from somebody that's going, hey, I've made some mistakes here. Don't do what I did here. And having observed others and coached multiple people to go, hey, I saw a company try this and this is what the results. And have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And I think just getting someone else that's really looking out for you and looking out at what the indicators are before failure.
Yeah, right. Which, back to the corollary of flying or even on a motorcycle, right? What are those moments where that bike's about to let loose?
Yeah, and if you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
If you've got someone that has been coaching lots of other companies or has done this themselves, Gary Pica is an example, right?
Sure.
Having ran a great MSP, he knows exactly what to look for and can point those things out to you and really just advise you so you don't make the same mistakes or...
Well, now you've hit that twice, right? I think you hit that twice in a row. Not making the same mistakes I did. One of the best things in business is failure. One of the best things in business is failure. And what I mean by that is if I can fail forward fast, if I can learn from a failure, if I can iterate on a failure, if I can go forward. And so what's interesting is you're almost getting instantly fast failure. Someone else has shared their failure with you.
Yeah.
Right? And so you don't have to go through that experience. It goes back to what I was saying about, you know, a dog has to go through that experience. They have to have the electric fence shock them before they know that there's an electric fence there.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that transaction in our world can be, hey, Keith, maybe you ought to turn where you're peeing a little bit. There's an electric fence over there. Oh, man, thank you. That's very helpful. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, and it's the same concept with peers, right? If you write a business plan and you say, look, this is what I'm going to do, not only is there accountability, which is fantastic.
That's huge. We can touch on that in a minute. That's huge.
Yeah, of course. But also to say, look, you're faced with this challenge. I had that same challenge, and this is what happened to me, and this is how I navigated it.
Yep.
Learn from that, and I think it really shortens your path to success.
Yeah, and I think the challenge of being a leader is knowing when the variables aren't exactly the same of their failure and your failure. Right? Being able to have this context you gain from that conversation that then still says, am I still in the same scenario, or do I have some compensating factor that changes this? Right? Like, there's major things like charging enough of your clients to ensure that you're profitable, that you can actually pay for all the things you promised to do, meet your SLAs, all those things. Right? Those are pretty well tried and true. But what if a major technology comes along and shifts that? Right? A great example, my buddy Sheldon. They went to all Azure AD, all cloud, and they dropped their support desk tickets by 40%.
Yeah.
Right? And so you get into this thing where there's sometimes the context is valuable, but there's something fundamentally different that allows you to go back through a similar phase again for a new iteration. Just like in business, failing at something until you get it just right. Right? It's those iterations. So I think that's some of the stuff that we're seeing too today is, you know, if you started in tech back when you did, at some point you were probably putting IRQ ports on these little boards in order to put them in so they'd work, right? You don't have to do that now. There is no more of that. And I guess my point is technology does get better and better and better to where you now can get in a plane. There are 2 Spark capabilities coming in from a Spark plug. They have a set number that the TAC can drop when you do it, right? All of those things are learned through some bloke falling out of the sky, right? Let's be completely candid here. It wasn't learned through happy engineering. It was learned through failure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much in the same way as technology, right? Oh, that's so nice. Woo! Oh, yes.
Jeez.
Yay.
Right.
Yay. That's awesome. It's just the same as the motorcycle. It presses you into that seat.
Yeah.
You feel like you're just really one with the machine. I don't know how else to explain it, but I really get giddy about that. That made me very happy.
You like that?
I did. I don't know if I like the next one,
I
but
don't know.
so far it's been fun.
Little wing
stall
overs,
spin,
you know?
yeah. I think the big thing is to look at the horizon, right, and be able to have something to protect. I love how heavy my hands are.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I feel like a giant. I digress.
All right, so we should let you fly a little bit.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
How do you want me to do this?
Kind of like a video game. Just grab one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
How much rudder?
like a baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, don't even mess with the rudder at first. Now just kind of get a feel for it.
Yep.
But tell my boys, it's like a video game, right?
Yeah. It's like a video game with real outcomes.
Yeah. Except there's no real respawn, right?
Yeah. You can rip a wing off.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, we're up here at 6,000 feet. Yeah, pretty safe. You can play around a little bit, you know. Go.
So awesome.
Doing some steep turns.
Little nose over.
Yeah. Push over.
Yep, we're rolling down. We're getting up.
Yep. Like hold
Okay.
right there. Let's just pitch right there, and hold. Let your airspeed build. Now pull to 15 and stop. Pull up to 15 and stop. Up, stop, and then full aileron.
Woo! And back. And then recover.
You're back.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Do it one more.
Okay.
I'll get back to the one, we want to be straight
Yeah,
level
just
flight.
hold right in there. Hold right in there,
and
pull
then,
it, and then up to 15, stop, and then full aileron. Full, more. Woohoo!
Oh, you're a son of a bitch. You're about to cost me $200,000.
you're getting the bug already.
Yeah. It's fantastic. All right, you got the stick.
Yeah, I got the controls.
Yep.
So we're gonna do just a hammerhead.
All right, we're going straight up till we run out.
Yeah.
See, they tell you you're supposed to look at the sun.
Get a little bit of.
How much rudder's in this? Is this
A little
posted
bit.
rudder?
Bonanza 4230
so
Delta,
sexy.
taxi runway 3.
And now we pull 2.5 Gs, probably?
Yeah, 3 Gs.
3 Gs? Nice. Yeah, that's glorious. I gotta be honest with you.
You can pull that to here.
Yep. Ah, yes!
And then you can pull that all the way over into the loop.
Jeez. And here we go back. And now we're going back to the ground.
3.5 Gs.
Yeah, that's awesome,
And then
man.
wing over into here. You get going away from the airport. This
Yeah,
is where you
smart.
just start to get a little bit
Back to that positional awareness,
a little
right?
disoriented now. See?
Yeah, that's awesome,
How you
man.
feeling?
I'm great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy this. That's a real problem. And I think cybersecurity's that way too, right? And technology's that way too. Giant changes without planning. And you and I touched on this in the pilot's lounge, right?
Yeah.
You had an example where someone was wanting to change complete technology stacks, right? And to your point, what did you call it? You said it was half baked.
Yeah, half
Right?
baked.
Help me understand that. What are some of the things that really matter in those micro movements before you make major changes?
Well, I think so. It's about testing, right? And really evaluating. I think we've made so many mistakes in evaluating our tool sets in that we're not really we haven't taken the time in many cases to matrix that out and think of all the features. You know, Bob Penland used to say, "Well, I would stand there with a stopwatch."
Yeah.
Like, because how long is it going to take to paginate from this screen to this screen, and now multiply that all across all of my text and across all of my endpoints, and really understand, well, what's the impact over time?
Yeah.
So I think it's looking at that. Multi-tenancy is obviously a big thing. A lot of vendors
It's
would
the
say,
scale of management, right? For that part of it.
Yeah,
Multi-tenancy scale of management.
exactly. So there's a lot of efficiency things to think about in those tools, and then you have to test it. You have to test it internally. You have to test it with do proof of concepts with a pilot.
Try to
group.
break it, right? Like try to find the flaws in it. And I think that's the piece of that is when being iterative, I really try to be very critical. Right? Like I want to be critical of what's I see in front of me, so that I can actually go, what was wrong? What could have been better? What was not 100%? What was 70 and should be 85? Stuff like that. But you know, to what we started on is this iteration. Dropping us into a stall. Okay. No, I got you.
Yeah,
Motor off stall.
Yeah. We'll just maybe a stall to a spin.
Okay.
Maybe.
No, where'd you say those bags were?
With that iteration, yeah. We probably should make sure that fill one of those, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's a little unnatural feeling, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Actually, probably less unnatural, only in the sense that your body doesn't know that it can flip around and do that, right? When you're walking, you have gravity, and it doesn't tend to go any other direction but this way.
So
I think the biggest thing isn't really the dizziness. I'm starting to feel warm, if that makes sense. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I am sweating. Wow.
you are cold sweat? No,
Do
not
you
so
have
much.
that?
Not so much.
Is it because you're in control, you think?
I think that's something to do with it.
Is it just physiologically your brain is lying to you?
I don't know. I think there's getting used to it.
I know that, but why does the body have the same physiological response. You know? No matter what. Like, all humans seem to still have that same. You just spun me around, bro. Start sweating.
you spun, did like 4 rotations, and you were still talking. I was impressed that you were able to continue to carry that conversation in that.
Fairly
You are sweating.
I am sweating. Yeah, like a hundo P. It's definitely a...
It is kind of like a little unnatural.
But I don't know why the sweating. It's an anaphylactic response. Is what it seems